Tomorrow I'm going to get my Model 3, the refresh version, and I'm really excited about that. We ordered it like 1.5 months ago, and it was on sea, shipping, the flights, and then tomorrow will be the day we take it home. I'm really excited, and I wasn't really a car guy before I bought this Tesla. I really don't care about cars. I think they're just tools. They're just like a box that moves you from A to B. So I really couldn't care more about them, and didn't pay too much attention about them until I got my Tesla, my first Model 3. Then it totally transformed how I look at cars. They are fun. They have it's lively, it's living, right? Because you got this OTA, over the air updates. The car is evolving, and it is so much fun to drive. And as a car guy, right now I also love that you're being able to sit in the car and without burning the gas, and the car can just provides you a comfy environment with air conditioning. Like in Taiwan, it's very hot. It's almost like you have this summer heat around most of the seasons. So you need a car that can run without gasoline, can run on electric, and you need an air conditioning whenever you need to, like you take a short break or you want to do something in your car. Yeah, that's really important. And so I think since I switched to Tesla, I spend dramatically much more time in my car. I don't know if that's good or not. And my wife said that you love to stay in the car better than the house. Actually, it's not true, but anyway. So that transformed how I look at vehicles, and then really excited to get another one. So this one, my wife would take this one, and we are getting the new Model 3. We bought the basic version, which is only with the LFP battery, dual motor, not four-wheel drive, and not long range. But I think it's more than enough, right? In terms of the mileage, in terms of the power it gives you, the horsepower, I think it's pretty decent and more than enough for us. Especially FFP batteries, you can charge them 200% without worrying about degrading the battery. So that's what I love about it. And we went ahead and ordered it. We're really excited. So we're gonna have two Teslas. That's a good news, and really makes me for the past 45 days I've been like really expecting the arrival of my new car. It was like because I'm really geeky, it's like when I am looking forward to a new gadget, a new toy, just like a little boy. I'm 45, and this makes me feel like a little boy, which is terrible. I don't know, because you're spending money. You're not. We have all this notion that you need to keep your cool, right? You need to find your pleasure, stimulation, to find your excitement or passion on other things, right? The things that you can control, the things that iterations, things that can push you forward to your achievement. I know about that, but I just have to admit that getting a new car, getting a new EV really excites me, and like I'm a little boy. But at the same time, I know I'm trading my retirement with getting this new car. My timing of retirement, I was planning to in the coming few years, maybe I would decide to be independent and to work on something else. That was my plan over the past decades. Luckily, I was really lucky. I was able to accumulate and getting some equities to invest your money. I mostly invest in ETFs. They are more stable, and you don't need to be watching them closely. You don't want to trade daily. You don't want to trade constantly. I just wanted to my investment, my equities to grow with the economy, and I would just share the fruits of economy growth and all the great companies that are included in the ETFs. You don't need to cherry pick anyone. You don't need to be very precise, or you have very good vision for what companies, or you're good at prediction what company will thrive in the future, but just let the market decide, and you grow and you fall sometimes with the market. That's my strategy. So I was really lucky that for the past few years I was able to slowly accumulate and increase my wealth. And to be honest, I was too slow to enter to start buying stocks. If you're younger, if you're in your 20s or 30s, trust me, start as early as possible. Start putting your money to buy equities, because equity is your source of income. The equity can grow when you're not working at it, even when you're sleeping. For example, I have a deal of a great amount of U.S. equities. So when I was sleeping, when I was working on my day job, and my money is growing, because those companies, you own a stake of them. They're working for you. They're trying to working for their shareholders. So if you're much younger and you haven't started, just please start it looking into investment. But be careful. Don't fall for all these kind of stupid investment schemes. There are many of them. They're really rampant. They're outrageous. They are some kind of the worst people you could find, because they cheat away all your life savings. But it's really rampant, especially in Taiwan. It's crazy. The amount of money that's being in the fraud, amount of money that is being cheated is just it's much way over than your imagination. So be really, really, really careful where you get this source, and where you you get the investment advice or guidelines from those sources that should be really trustworthy. So really careful. But if you haven't started, I would suggest that looking into the ETFs, and that is the surest way, with consistency, with patience, you will certainly become much more wealthy, and you will continue to accumulate your wealth. But anyhow, I was saying that by deciding to buy the car, I'm actually trading, pushing forward my retirement timing. So I was like torn between. On the other hand, I'm very geeky. I enjoy EV, and I really love to have the car. But on the same time, I know I am delaying. I'm delaying my freedom. Even though I'm buying mostly on the loan, because in Taiwan the interest rate is acceptable. It's in the moderate and good range, and I wanted to use this loan and to pay for this car, and I think that the rate is good. It's acceptable, and I want to make sure all the money that I have right now is in the market to attend and participate in the growth of the market. So that is a common strategy. It's not because I don't have cash. I have enough cash to buy multiple of these cars, but that's my strategy. However, I know that I will need to constantly have a consistent flow of income to pay for the car's loan, monthly loan. So anyway, what I'm saying is that at the same time, I feel this kind of I was really struggling if I should pull the trigger and to make the purchase. It's been in my mind for a few times. Like when I purchased this car, I was looking into Tesla, interested in Tesla for over 2 years, and finally my wife said that if you really want to pull the trigger. Just go ahead. Stop wasting your time. Start obsessing with Tesla, right? And at that time, we were able to afford a car as well. But eventually, we got a used car, and we got a used Model 3. And at that time, Tesla models, even used, were really expensive here in Taiwan. They were in a time that the demand was really hot. So anyhow, we pulled the trigger and we bought the used one. And then until this year, we decided maybe it's time we get the new one. We love the features of the new car. We love the ventilated seat, especially. It's a lifesaver here in Taiwan, especially under these kind of heat all the time. And better mileage, and sleek looking, more responsive center control system. And yeah, I think that's what I'm excited about. And but I don't know, as I was saying, I was torn in between making this decision. Should I have made a decision so I retire later? Do I want that? Because at the end, I truly understand at the end of my life purpose, I'm pursuing independence, financial independence, physical independence, mental independence. And physical independence is one of my topmost, superior desire to get. Because now, even though I'm still paid, I'm employed, and I'm lucky to have this job actually, but I have to show up every day. I have to report to someone every day. And unlike my wife, she sort of, you can call her an entrepreneur. She has business of her own, and she's ultimately responsible to herself, to her customers as well. But she's the boss. She reports to herself. She is in charge where the company goes, and she owns all the profits or revenue or even losses. So this is for entrepreneur responsibilities. Is really something that can make you an independent person. And I wanted to be like that way too. I wanted to have this freedom, but I'm not sure I'm ready. I'm sorry, I to be honest, I'm really mostly kind of insecure, and sometimes it baffles me how lucky I am to be where I am, with the job I have, with the wealth I have. Well, if you don't want to call it wealth, it's not really like something top 10% or something, but I mean, it is sustainable, and retirement is not far from the look of it. And since we don't have kids, our lives are much simpler. We can put most of our money into our business or into the buying equity. So that's buying insurance for the future you. So I consider myself very lucky, but I really sometimes am really insecure. If I really have the ability to go independent, if I would just start my business, or even I would become a full-time YouTube content maker, I'm not sure if I really ready for that. And even I could have work with my wife on her business and help her boost her speed, expand her scale. But I'm insecure if I am really capable for that, because for the most the last 15 or 10 years, I was basically employed. I worked for somebody else. I'm under the umbrella of some other companies, and I received the salary as an incentive as exchange of my time, my knowledge, and my service, right? So basically, you're under this umbrella. You are not totally 100% independent, and the risks is mostly, some people hate this, the capital, business owners, like they think they're too big to fail and they are evil and stuff. But actually, no, I think they started a business. They were the risk takers. So whether it's success or failure of their company, they will take 100% of that. And as an employee, you don't do that because you're just part of the big system. You're just a screw in that system. So I admire these business starters, the business entrepreneur people, and so I don't think that they are evil. I think they are what is pushing forward the society, and they are boosting and assisting and growing the economy. If without the entrepreneur, without the business starter and leaders, I think we're heading into communism. Oh, sorry. Let me take a right turn here. Seems to be a traffic accident here. Two cars bumped into each other, so that we got kind of slow down here. But anyhow, so I'm insecure if I'm ready. If I can really go fully independent, I would quit my job. I would do something else, and I would suddenly, from the next month onward, maybe I would have zero income, and that kind of frightens me. And I was playing like when my equities grows per year, grows per month, all the dividends would be enough to pay for my daily expense, and also you're paying off the loans I'm paying, for example, for this car. And there was the sweet spot was really close before I decided to purchase a new Tesla. And it's a further move a little bit toward the future. I don't know, maybe a year or 2 years or even more than that. Depends on how my equity grow in the coming years. But what I'm saying is that this was a trade-off, and I am ashamed to say I gave up my usually rational or reasoning logic that if it was older me, I wouldn't go for it. I would say, hey, put your money, everything you have, most of you had in equity, because that's good for my future, good for your future, and you're able to enjoy your freedom. And freedom is the most valuable things in life, I think. Maybe some people is sometimes freedom with responsibility, but I think the freedom is a critical element that I would pursue. But at the same time, I don't mean that I would stop working and become like a couch potato forever and just consuming and barely alive, and with the money, with the dividends that I have. I would still find some. I definitely will have other purposes, other meanings that I would pursue if I truly become an independent person. So today I'm just sharing this. This has been a struggle and a trade-off I made between my rational financial brain to the emotional, small boy-like side of me, and we're excited to get this new toy, the new Model 3 refresh. That's true, and that's what I did. That's what we did.